Hey folks, we're back again talking about Baldur's Gate, and this comes from my studio screen on YouTube, and it's from the comment from Bence Vitek. Hey Smud, could you share your opinions about the dialogue in the screenshots? I personally have more problems with that than how the gameplay works. That's a good question because I haven't had time to go through all the dialogue scenes. So let's actually take a look. And where are we? This is the first one, so let's start with that. So, assuming this guy's name is Gale, he says, "Glad to see my eyes deceived me. I'm Gale, well met." Okay, so the three options, which aren't actual dialogue, these are, I don't know why they're surrounded by asterisks. Well, that's not dialogue. A dialogue would either just be dialogue, you wouldn't need to denote things with asterisks, or you'd use double quotes, which would actually be dialogue. So in this case, it's as if we're doing things in the past tense, or we have a narrative or a frame narrative, and this is all one big memory. So, well met. Is that an internal comment in someone's head, like their internal monologue, or a narrative in their own head? And then the next part of the sentence is, "I supposed he was on the ship as well." So it sounds like he's remembering something because I supposed in the past tense. Not I suppose, but I supposed he was on the ship as well. So this is almost like a thought. It's like your reaction to someone's words, you're having a thought in the past tense, possibly in a different narrative. Or you could reply with or react with, "I asked where he had just appeared from." So these are like actions. These are like thoughts that your character or whoever you're controlling in this scene is having. And it's strange. It's awkward. It's because we talk about dialogue choices or dialogue in games like the BioWare games or with Sega with Alpha Protocol. There's a very distinct thing you do. Now with Mass Effect, it's like there's a sentence and then there's an interpretation by Shepard what that sentence is, as opposed to Baldur's Gate where it's literally a sentence and that's the exact sentence you reply with. With Alpha Protocol, it's more of it's an attitude. I'm going to reply in this sort of way with this reaction. It's very clear. Unless you have like a dossier, then the dossier pulls up data or actually pulls out the dossier. So other actions like that aren't specific unless it comes to the end of a conversation. And the problem is this is not, obviously this is just a demo or a beta or whatever you have. So the stars don't make things very clear. I didn't trust this man. I drew my weapon. So this is clearly an action. And these lines are written as if it's happened in the past. Or sorry, the first line was written as it happened in the past. And this is kind of like I'm telling a story to someone of the past and I'm reminiscing as if it's happening now. So I drew my weapon is present tense. I didn't trust this manager. Yeah, it's very, the English is not well put together. It's not clear what's going on. Here's even more confusing. So here we have this devilish looking fellow. Am I a friend? Potentially. An adversary? Conceivably. But a savior? That's for certain. This man was a devil. I drew my weapon. So it's not dialogue. He's having a thought. The character you're controlling is having a thought. What made this fiend think I needed saving? Comma, I demanded? That's just bad English. What made this fiend think I needed saving? Question mark. Someone who wrote this, obviously English is not their first language. That's fine. It's not a big deal. This is a beta, not the finished product. But hard to interpret. I asked how he knew I needed help. I see again. This is just like I asked, and then you'd put right there, comma, double quote, this it's hard to interpret this. You don't say a statement, I asked how he needed help, and then you put a question mark at the end of that. It would just be a statement, I asked how he needed my help, or how he needed help. So definitely English, not first language of the person writing this, or maybe it was put through a translator. I'm not sure. This is very poor. But these asterisks are really throwing me off. It's redundant. You don't need it. I told the Hellspawn to cut to the chase. What did he want? Yep. Imagine a narrator, like narrating the entire experience, as opposed to having a central protagonist with a voice actor behind it. It's like there's a generic the narrator. And these would be reactions the narrator would have. And the protagonist is just your generic hero that's just customizable and just plays the role of the character of the player, really. That's it. This is what this is sounding like to me. It could work that way. It's just very disconnected from what's going on. Very similar to the narrator in Divinity and Divinity 2, where your main character can be anyone. You can even make up your own character, whereas the individual characters you play with are fully voiced. Some of them are, at least. And the narrator pops in now and again. So here we have, I think, the same looking guy, I think, or similar looking guy. You led them straight to us, and you let them take the druid too. Unbelievable. I said that was enough. More goblins could be coming. Again, that's a statement. That's an actual sentence you would say to this person. I said we'd repelled the goblins. That's what mattered. Again, another statement spoken. A druid. I asked what happened. So yes, a druid in double quotes, comma, or just double quotes. I asked what happened. Again, this statement doesn't have to be there at all. I asked what happened. Of course we know what happened. You're asking the question. You're asking a druid. I said I was owed for my help at the gate. Okay. This is not a very clear English sentence. And here we have the first example of traits or stats interacting with dialogue. So elf. So obviously the character you're playing is an elf, and you have racial options in dialogue. So the elf has the option of saying, I said they should give thanks for surviving the assault. Okay, I without knowing the context of the conversation, I don't know what that means. But I don't know if he's saying they should give thanks for surviving the assault, or he's saying the whole sentence to him as if there was a previous conversation saying, I said they should give thanks for surviving the assault. Again, this is a basic problem with grammar, okay? Grammar and spelling and whatever the hell, not spelling, but whatever the hell these punctuation marks of stars mean, I don't know. On the Gath, the ship, there was a voice. It promised to change us. I nodded. I heard the voice too. Again, dialogue. Is this all one sentence? Is this all one dialogue sentence? Or is just I nodded and then the dialogue? I denied hearing anything. I frowned. Perhaps the parasite was getting to her. Ugh. Chatter already? Tasky. I remarked on her unusual features. Githyanki were rare in these parts. Oh, it's a Githyanki. What do you know? Cool. I asked why she knew so much about mind flayers. Yep, that's a big reveal of Baldur's Gate 3. And if you don't remember your Planescape Torment, the Githyanki and the mind flayers were central to one of the main characters there. I told her to wait for me in camp. I took my leave. Yeah, this is all bad. So hopefully this is all just one big beta. And this is test footage or test screens, because this is coming across as really bad, either poorly translated or the dialogue system has not been fully fleshed out and made sense of. So, yep, not looking too good, at least from my perspective, for choices mattering or having value or being clear, or whoever's on the translation team up in, I think Larian is Polish? I don't know. I don't know the background of the Larian guys. But yeah, got to clean that up for sure. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. Have yourself a great day.